crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadroot.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. Chaga coffee. Everybody take a breath. Welcome to year one. You thought year zero was crazy. Year one's going to be even crazier. Lots we can't talk about on social media anymore because of the censorship. This is the final battle for our freedom. So, talking about freedom, how about the bad guys and the good guys letting the silver price find a true fair market value? I've been saying it for a while. This week's going to be all about politics. Politics. Behind the scenes, I'm not worried. Good guys got this thing under control. But as far as what we see and where are they going to steer the perception of the public? Will we get the public behind the good guys? Will we not? Will we lose our freedoms? I think we're destined to be a great nation again. And I will fight for that, and I hope you will too. One of the ways you can fight for that is scream for the release of silver from massive manipulation. I think, again, this week was all about politics. Next week's going to be all about the markets and the exchanges and these criminal exchanges. Over 500 million ounces of electronic silver derivatives trade every single day on the COMEX on average. That's insane. We live in an insane world, but when it comes to markets and market manipulation, obviously Trump is the king of it. I get why he did it. I get there's a battle, there's a war going on behind the scenes. At the same time, we can't have a truly free country without free markets. If you think Joe Biden is going to free the markets, you are smoking a ridiculous amount of opium. As a matter of fact, he did the exact opposite. When Barack Obama put guy named Bill Daley as his chief of staff. Bill Daley was the head of the SWAT team at JP Morgan as far as Jamie Dimon putting someone to deal with problems. In 2011, he put Bill Daley as the right-hand man, chief of staff of Barack Obama, to rig the silver market up and then down in 2011 and started the 10-year artificial bear market in silver. That's a fact. Anybody wants to debate me? Anytime, anywhere, let's do it. I pointed that out day one, the day it was announced. I said in January of 2011, I said, why did Barack Obama just appoint Bill Daley of the Daley crime family as chief of staff? I said it must have to do with the silver short position. Voila, it was. Since then, JP Morgan did the only smart thing. Rig the markets lower on the COMEX and take physical silver into your own possession. Where did they get that idea? Where did Blythe Masters, the Wicked Witch of Silver, get that idea? It was from the silver bugs who were screaming it. Max Kaiser. What was it? Crush JP Morgan, buy silver. That took 10 million ounces off the silver market, from my estimation, when Max Kaiser went through that little routine. I was all excited too. Thought 10 million ounces was a lot of silver. No. On the COMEX, they trade billions of ounces every year, over 100 billion ounces trade hands. It shocked everybody when FT, the Financial Times, came out a couple years back and said, we're talking about silver. They're not allowed to talk about silver, and said it's a $5 trillion market. And everybody's like, wow, that's a big market. And you do the math, it's like, wait a minute. Back then I think the price was $10, and they're saying it's a $5 trillion market. 5 trillion divided by 10, right? 500 billion ounces in the world trade every day. And they weren't that far off. It's actually 400 billion if you include the ETFs and the COMEX, the LBMA, and all the. There's only one silver exchange in the world, and that's the COMEX. LBMA is an association; it's not an exchange. So yeah, the number one rigged. You ever ask yourself, what was gold's all-time high in 1980? It's like $800, right? What was silver's all-time high? $50, right? And then you have 2011. Silver hit $50 again and boom, slam down. Gold probably will hit 3 times its all-time highs from 1980, while silver still sits here at just about half its all-time high. Until one thing happens. One thing. The shutdown of the silver market. The shutdown of the only silver market on planet Earth, the COMEX. The CRIMEX, as we like to call it. And of course the regulators are in on it. You have to control the price of silver if you control the monetary system, the markets, the stock exchange, the bond exchange, the foreign exchange. All the money of the world has to be controlled, and the number one thing to do it is silver. Silver is the bank killer, and it will kill the banks. Will it be next week? It is more likely that it will be next week than it has been likely in the history of silver. How's that? I'm not saying it will be next week, but it is more likely that silver will break through the manipulation and destroy the banksters than ever in history, ever. With all the political turmoil, and both sides know if they're about to lose, pull the silver ripcord. Take silver to the moon and destroy the banking system. All sins are erased for the bad guys. And for the good guys, they have their shot to take out the bad guys. So, yeah, do you think it's a good idea to do exactly what JP Morgan did? Take silver and put it in your own possession. No silver mining shares, those will go to zero. Every country will nationalize their silver mines. You think Mexico would give American citizens a claim on their silver in Mexico? Hell no. Their people will be without anything. When the monetary system goes away, everybody loses everything, and then we restart. If you have mining shares, kiss that money goodbye. If you have shares in ETFs, kiss that money goodbye. If you have third-party storage, kiss that money goodbye. And we're not talking years down the line. We're talking weeks, months, maybe months. That's the take on the road to Ruta. Do with that information what you will. Let's talk cryptos. Bitcoin roaring over 40,000. Yes, this is the good guy and bad guy battles are playing out. Absolutely. In the crypto markets. Bad guys want the cryptos because they own a lot of them. Good guys are saying, well, there's some cryptos that we need and some that will be useful, but a lot of them are deep state controlled and they got to go. XRP, great example. You know when the XRP hearing is? 2 days after Biden's inauguration. I'll tell you what, if Biden wins and becomes president, I will put an all buy order out. I won't buy it myself. All buy on XRP, the deep state coin. I'll tell everybody, do what your soul tells you to do, but XRP is going to the moon if Biden gets in. The exact opposite if the good guys win and Biden isn't placed as president. I know the odds are. Why do you think XRP has gone up? 37% in the last 7 days? Hey, do it. This is. You need to make your own analysis. Do your own analysis. XRP is not the good future we want. As a matter of fact, it's the exact opposite. All right. As far as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, I think they'll do well in both scenarios. In the Biden administration, they will moonshot. If for nothing else, it's the destruction of the monetary system because they're going to print money and give money away. They're going to replace all the generals. They're going to take out the Trump family, literally. You think Trump's not fighting for his own life and the life of his family? If you think there's a big hug coming after this, there ain't no big hug for the Trump family if Biden gets in. All right. Enough of that. I have an idea coming up I'll talk to you about in a second. But I do want to talk about another coin. I think silver will moonshot in the good guys and the bad guys because both of them can pull the trigger on silver. The other thing that both of them will pull the trigger on is Theta. Theta is necessary for all cryptocurrencies to succeed. Theta is the expansion of broadband. It is absolutely necessary for the high-tech future. Right now, I'm telling all my friends and family, dump all your cryptos and go into Theta. Shocking, right? Shocking. It's the call. Under $2, I'm a buyer. If I was looking under the sofa cushion for quarters and nickels and dimes, and any change I could get to buy Theta. People keep asking me, what about the Theta fuel ratio and all that? I don't know. And because I don't know, I'm like, sell all your T fuel and buy Theta. You know, if you believe the psychics, like Michelle White Dove says, T fuel will go to $1. And it's a what, 3 cents right now? 33 times move? That's great. But she has Theta going to 3,000, which is 1,300 times move. Yes, T fuel is great. Theta is much, much, much bigger. Project, program. T fuel is a utility token that can be created. They just created more. Yes, there's a burn function and all that. You don't want an expensive Theta running around there in the Theta sphere. I mean, you don't want expensive T fuel. And don't forget, with smart contracts and all these NFTs, non-fungible tokens, hell of a lot can go on with that as well. Theta is the mothership. So at least that's what I'm doing. I have sold all my Theta fuel and bought Theta with it. I'm selling most of my cryptos to buy Theta, especially with the bump up in all cryptos. And because Biden is looking like he's getting in, Theta's not moving. The bad guys know they need Theta as well. So you're good to go with the bad guys and the good guys coming out victorious. Really exciting news on the Theta. What's Theta trading at right now? Under $2. Got to look for more quarters. For all you Road to Ruta members who have gotten in on Theta starting at like 10 cents and went down to 5 and who are like begging right now, come on, Caleb and Brown, get my application approved so I can buy Theta. Buy it, store it. It's the perfect hodler coin. Stake it to earn some Theta fuel so you can buy some more Theta, in my opinion. Yes, this is not a diss on Theta fuel. Theta fuel is great. It's going to go up 33x, whereas Theta is going to go up 1,300x in the Michelle White Dove analysis. Really, this is what I look at more than anything. I don't look at price of Theta, other than when it goes under $2. What I look at is how many people are adding stakes to the Guardian node, meaning taking Theta out of the market, at least for a while. G-Pool, that is your, well, right now we're 56% staked. And there's still 7 spots to fill on the validated nodes. All these guys are going to want 10 or 20 million Theta. And that's going to be, who are the most likely 7 to fill out the 20? It could be 20, 21. You don't want too many because it starts slowing it down. Most likely, Netflix, YouTube, Amazon. I'll guarantee you, I won't guarantee you. I'll bet you one T-Fuel that those 3 and more big names are coming to be validators. Why? So they can get the inside scoop on using the Theta network, so that they don't get that little circle going round and round and round when people are downloading videos. Samsung. Those of you who said, oh, look, Samsung got out of the validator node. Samsung's left Theta. They don't care. They know. I got so many emails like that when the Samsung validator node disappeared off the chart. They might have one of the unnamed validator nodes. I don't know. Or they might think it's too damn big to be visible in the validator. They're Samsung. They're hardware, right? They can install an edge node on every single smart TV they throw out there. 200 million smart TVs go out every year. That will change when silver price goes to $2,000, $3,000. There's not going to be as many TVs bought and thrown away. But news yesterday, this just blows all those people who emailed me, and there weren't many, there's a handful, Samsung's gone. This is bullshit. This will never work. Samsung's next. Patrick Chang takes the lead on Theta Labs investments. Theta is excited to have Patrick Chang, director of Samsung's Next Ventures, that's the big investment arm of Samsung, now taking the lead in managing Samsung Next investment in Theta Labs. Patrick Chang is an early-stage investor in Samsung's Next Ventures. He primarily focuses on seed to Series B enterprise investing, specializes in blockchain, edge computing, and open source. Prior to Samsung Next, Patrick was at Foundation Capital and blah, blah, blah. And then he was at Bain Capital. We all know Bain. Investor Growth Capital. Prior to investing, he was a tech investment banker focused on enterprise software. Here's what he had to say. Quote, I've been following the Theta team behind the scenes since Samsung Next invested in Sliver TV originally back in 2016. Samsung is knee-deep in Theta, and we have seen tremendous growth and success of Theta, said Patrick Chang. During this time, I was pretty heavily involved with Samsung's blockchain initiatives, and it's been great supporting the team through our validator efforts in the last year. I'm thrilled to be even more involved with Theta's hyper growth plans in 2021, and will try to be their BD team to Samsung. Looking forward to working closer with you, Patrick. All right, all you doubters, Samsung's gone. Get a life. No hard feelings. Theta is the happy coin. Again, keep an eye on this. The G pool. Look at that. 99,766,000. We're going to get 100 million on the G pool node, and that is going to climb. Remember, just back in August, it was 17 million. What's it going to be at the end of this coming year? 200 and then 300. And then you fill out this, which is probably another 200 or 300. Could we have 90% of the Theta token staked? 90%? And people are clamoring to get their hands on more? I think so. And if you are a Road to Ruta member, I teach you how to buy it, store it, and stake it on the private road, or I send it to your front door. We load 10 Theta and 10 Theta fuel on a paper wallet with every subscription we get to the private road, and we mail it to your front door. So you can stick it with your piles of silver and say, I'm a crypto investor. These have done very well for our customers, for the most part. Some haven't. I am the first to admit it. Some of these cryptos just have not done anything and might not do anything. So, but the 0.1 Bitcoin we gave out today worth $4,100. I think this Theta giveaway is going to be very similar to that. Anyway, let's talk about this dog, XRP. Again, if Biden takes the presidency, I'm going to put an all buyout alert on XRP. I will not buy it, but I would recommend anybody who doesn't care that you're investing in the bad guys' plans for our future. It might be the only way you can capitalize on the wealth. Obviously, they need Theta too. XRP needs Theta. Absolutely, and they know it. Everybody knows it within cryptos. Why? Because the broadband is collapsing. The availability of broadband is collapsing. And we have to expand it, and nobody's willing to put up the money to do that. Hundreds of billions, up to trillions of dollars just to expand it for the next 5 years. Whereas Theta is a decentralized way to do that. Anyway, yes, really interesting thing right here. New York court sets date for Ripple versus SEC pretrial hearing. Counsel for U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple shall present their cases to the New York court in February. This is definitely, look, Ripple lawyers, shine off your loafers, press your suits, and roll your X's, R's, and P's. The Southern District Court of New York has penciled in your time as 10 a.m., February 22nd. February 22nd, 2 days after the inauguration of their guy, Biden. And if it ain't Biden, kiss XRP goodbye to zero. So you got zero or to the moon for XRP. depending on who becomes president, who wins the battle between the good guys and bad guys. Of course, this is my opinion. Something really interesting is going on with Veritasium. It's gone up 300% in the last few days, or a few weeks. Now, it doesn't take hardly any money to make Veritasium go up 300%. It is so thinly traded. Look at the volume. $10,000 volume. And it's up 26% on $10,000 volume. Why? Because there's no volume in Veri. It's the lottery ticket. Yes, Cliff High had Veritasium being implemented into our exchanges to fix a huge problem, which is rehypothecation of shares, high frequency trading, all that bullshit that we know is going on, all the market rigging, cannot survive if you implement Veritasium. I'm not saying go buy it. If you go buy it, go buy one so you don't jack the price. We don't want the price jacked. It's going to get silly and it's going to get crazy. You won't be able to get your hands on any of them. That's how the price of Veritasium can go 1-to-1 with Bitcoin, as is in Cliff High's data. Is that there's just no Veri to be found. You can't get it because the SEC, oh by the way, locked up 98 million of the 100 million tokens. You're still locked in limbo. As far as I know, nobody's asking any questions. Jeffrey Tabak behind the scene fighting his ass off for the good guys to implement this so they can save the system when it crashes. Re-implement stock trading, bond trading, metal trading, crypto trading, using Veritasium, peer-to-peer transactions. Anyway, yep, that's a lottery ticket. And what happens at lottery tickets? Usually they go to zero. So just keep that in mind. I do not advise investing in Veritasium. The chances of it being a lottery ticket type of coin, it is a lottery ticket. The chances of it paying off are the same as the lottery chances. But if they do pay off and Cliff's data is correct and the good guys win and need to fix the system, it's one of the available options. Now, I'm not buying any, but I sure ain't selling any of my Veri. That's my take. Interesting. I got this from a subscriber. Cynthia McKinney is awesome. If you've ever heard her speak. What about her for vice president? Trump said we're going to have a new administration on the 20th. His administration's dropping like flies, right? Everybody's quitting. Or he's telling them, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go. I was always pissed off that Trump never surrounded himself with the good guys. It was always the bad guys. So say goodbye to Steve Mnuchin. And what about a new presidency? Clearly, Pence won't be part of the future. Cynthia McKinney is vice president. A black woman who is smart as a mofo. And definitely on the side of the good guys. I'd say absolutely. I saw her speaking at an Acapulco. There you go. If you want to unite the country, expose what they've done to us. And then Trump, put in your new administration. I love when he tweets out that. He tweeted out, a new administration will be sworn in on the 20th. He didn't say Biden. I think he needs to get all the criminals out of his administration, arrest all the criminals, obviously. And then, I like Cynthia. She'd be a great vice president. Anyway, that's what's going on the road to Root. A lot going on. At the end of the day, sit back, breathe. We're spiritual beings living a brief present here on earth to learn lessons, and we chose to go through all this craziness. We will return to where we came from when our time here is done. If it's done tomorrow or if it's done in 10 years or 50 years. Soak up what you got right now. These are the lessons we are learning, our spiritual lessons, our growth lessons, our lessons on adversity are just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger because we are stronger and stronger and stronger because of that. Keep that in mind. Bix Weir, roadtoruder.com. Talk to you guys.